Okay. Any question related to these two verses that we did? Somebody still has a question or a comment? Or else we can... Joe, you wanted to say anything about your Purush Suktam?
So, this my PT instructor, he went to he left San Diego, and he has gone to Austin, and he's in digital world now. So he sent me a news about this new system that has come out called Chat PT. I don't know if everybody has heard or not. It's very new.
No, I don't know.
And what it does is you just type just like we do Google search. You put a search name in there, and it will give you everything about that item. So Microsoft is investing, I don't know, about 100 million or something. It's an AI-based system. And from March, it will be available in Bing.
Okay.
So I typed in Purush Sukta on it. And it gave me the whole page on Purush Sukta. So that's what I was trying to say.
So it is what I recall. I mean, I have to go and see all the verses, but from whatever memory I have, we did one time in Chinmaya Mission Houston, Purush Suktam. It's about it saying that God has hundreds of arms and 100 heads and all that. That's the same one, right?
Yeah, but
Right?
main thing is that this is the first time I saw it is connected with all of the Vedas.
Of course, it is part of that. I don't know exactly where it's coming
But
from.
all the other literature we read, they never connect it to the Veda.
Like what? For
I mean,
example,
they don't, the shloks that are there in Tharved, Yajurved, and Samved, and all that, those original ones, they are talking about this thing, you know. So this was the only one which I thought which started from the original.
see, there is a filmy song, if you have heard of it. All of us must have heard of Ye Kaun Chitrakar Hai. Have you heard of that
Yeah.
song? Ye Kaun Chitra... I mean, I can't sing, so I'm not going to try. But maybe Meera ji someday can sing it. So उसमें दिया हुआ है कि विराट रूप का थोड़ा डिस्क्रिप्शन है कि हमारी तो एक ही आंख है, उसकी आंखें हैं 1000. Something like that. वो सॉन्ग में आता है. हाँ? So this Purush Suktam mein it says that God has, many legs, many arms, many this, and then when you see the Virat Roop that जो दिखाया अर्जुन को उन्होंने, that was similar type.
Yeah, that was one of the pieces.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, here it says, Purush Suktam is a hymn from the Rig Veda, one of the oldest sacred texts of Hinduism. It is the hymn 10.90 of Rig Veda, and it dedicated to Hindu deity Purush, who is identified with the cosmic being Prajapati and the supreme Brahma in Hinduism.
So सगुण ब्रह्म हो गया कि नहीं? Like अपरा परा प्रकृति together. हाँ, वही है.
What
And
he's
then
saying is that there is a Vishwakarma and Purusha, and there are three things, which combine together. It's well, when I go in detail, I'll know it. But
yeah, you can come and educate us, and maybe we can do it one time in the class also.
Interesting summary. I can send the summary to everybody.
Yeah, we can do it in the class one time.
Yeah,
And
very interesting.
our teacher used to say, put it in the right perspective. She said that that Purush Suktam mein when they are saying no भगवान के 1000 हाथ और 1000 खाली number दे दिया. It is infinite actually. He's saying they are talking about us only. See, we don't think like that. He's saying that हम ही है भगवान के हाथ और पाँव, और वो हमसे ही काम करवाता है. अगर किसको कोई काम करवाना होगा तो वो किसी को नहीं भेजे, ऊपर से नहीं आएगा अवतार लेके हर बार. Avatar comes only when there is a particular purpose, but every day का काम भी तो भगवान से ही होता है ना, कि if I need something किसी को भेज देगा वो. किसी के मन में ख्याल ले आएगा, hey, go help this person.
That is what he told Arjun.
Yeah.
I could have done it, but you do it.
Yeah, he said, Nimitta Matra Bhava Savya Chachin. That verse is going to come. Where he's saying,
But in Geeta, he covered this as Sankhya Yoga and Hridaya Garbha and all that. But they are like part of this Purush Sukta.
Yes, because it is a
Going
manifested
beyond.
form. Manifested form. It's exactly that para and apara prakriti. It's nothing but a manifestation gone, as a cosmos. Together.
So, is the time dimension come under para or apara?
Time dimension comes under apara. Para is timeless.
So, somebody asked me a question between science and spirituality.
See,
I said, when science breaks the time dimension, you can go in spirituality.
See, the thing is that those are all, at one place, I don't know where it was, in the commentary it came, whether it was in Geeta or this, now I forgot, that where Swamiji said, in the physical world, if you have one concept, there always be a counter argument. And there's no end to it.
Yeah.
So, this time and timelessness, it's a huge topic and people can argue and this and that. And then very simply put, we experience timelessness also when we are in deep sleep. And, when in the afternoon, when we fall asleep for 5-10 minutes, sometime when after 10 minutes, you have seen the clock that, okay, it's 10:10, okay, I'm tired, I'm just lay down, and before you know, you're gone to sleep deep. And then 10 minutes later, you wake up, you feel like few hours have passed. You feel so refreshed. And then you look at the time, hey, only 5 minutes. That's timelessness, that we have gone into timelessness. We suddenly lose the concept of time. Right? Or the people who go into some coma and all that.
But the way I interpreted was that time and being Nashwar, it goes with that. So Kaleshwar is Shiv, who doesn't get, who remains forever.
Yeah, so here in this we learned that in chapter 7, this verse that we did today, that there is some entity which is beyond para and apara prakriti, at its pure form, eternal. What is beyond time is eternal is the same, no? When you say eternal means it doesn't affect him beyond time. That's it. So you can catch this eternal beyond time, kalatit bolo Sanskrit mein, or Mahakal. Kal ka bhi baap, that's Mahakal, right? That is. So it's the same thing. And then if you really think about it, time is just a concept in a human mind. Even this New Year, okay? Fine, or New Year started, all that hoopla and all. मेरे को तो कोई इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ा. The same Suraj came out, We have given it this big hoopla about it. New Year's Eve and Falana Tikra and all that. But really speaking, was it any different? It rained the whole day. Just because it was New Year's, it was not some different day or something. So we have divided it into according to how the earth moves and the moon moves and all that. We made it. And then we divided it because, okay, our body deteriorates after a while. So we made it like, okay, this 25 years is young age, and then it's a middle age, and then some people beat that too. At 25, they look like 50, and others are 50 who look like 25.
No, but in definition of time, even Brahman, I don't mean Brahman, but
Brahmaji
is time bound.
Oh, of course, because he that is a part of the apara prakriti ho gaya na wo.
Right.
Yeah. So wo time bound to hoga hi.
All this happened is within time.
Yeah. True. So we are tied up with time and all that, and the people who have this near death experience, हमेशा वो लोग ऐसा बोलेंगे, I was in the timeless state, but I don't know how to explain it.
Right.
Immediately बोल देंगे. And then, but they say that, the flat line हो जाती है ना ये, like when people don't have the heartbeat and all that. He's saying that it was just for 5 minutes, but उस 5 मिनट में तो मैं पूरा ब्रह्मांड घूम के आ गया.
Yeah.
With galaxies and वो सब देख के भगवान से भी बात कर ली और other beings से भी कर ली, तो इतने सारे जैसे time बीत गया. And our dream में भी ऐसा ही होता है ना. Like we have slept only for like 5 minutes deep sleep, and I already saw one dream and some whole lifetime passed in it or something. Crazy, it's totally. Or I went to India and came.
Right.
I didn't sit in some kind of rocket. I just went with my mind. So you beat timelessness in your mind too. Think about it.
Right.
Yeah. Or I can go and think about my childhood. Suddenly I'm in my childhood then. With my mind. So I think that all these topics are like, it can become very confusing also. That's why we have to take Shastra ka sahara. Whatever they are saying, if you contemplate on it, after a while you'll get the peace. Because they will give some good, nice answer. Because if we just try to find it ourselves and just material scientists, जो लोग hardcore material scientists हैं ना सिर्फ, and they don't have any spiritual backing and all that, उनसे बात करो ना पागल हो जाएंगे हम लोग. Because they will give ऐसी arguments and keep fighting with you, and in the end you say, okay Baba, you just believe in what you want to, and I have nothing more to say. I think it was Sarvapriyananji who said कि the debate of निर्गुण ब्रह्म and सगुण ब्रह्म 1000 साल तक वो debate चली, अभी तक वो पूरी नहीं हुई.
Yeah, that's true.
उस झंझट में पड़ो ही मत. That's why I like Bhagavad Gita so much, because all the questions are from Arjun's जो question पूछा ना, वो हमारे ही questions हैं. And वो जिस ढंग से पूछा, जिस ढंग से भगवान ने उसको आंसर दिया, very satisfying. About Sagun and Nirgun also. Yeah.
And he summarized all of the scriptures.
Exactly. He talked about the Sankhya Yoga, he talked about Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, all of that. Everything is in there.
Right.
So he did not take just one line, and he just gave us the whole buffet. So I think if we thoroughly study Bhagavad Gita, you have a very good idea what the Vedas are saying. Even this Purush Suktam, Joe,
Right.
on one hand it's a text from the Atharva Veda, you said, right? That's what you found out.
It's in all the Vedas.
Okay. So and now here if you see the Vishwarup Darshan, it's the same thing, no?
Yeah, right.
Purush Suktam, it's the
But
same thing.
Vishwarup Darshan, according to Purush Sukta, is this Purusha who did a yagna.
I mean, that both story and all.
He sacrificed himself to create the whole universe.
Okay, that may be some story, but if you see the description of it, it
Right.
matches with the Purush Suktam. What Arjun saw was infinite being,
Right.
right? And then he saw all three things happening in him: the manifestation, sustenance, and dissolution. And when he saw the dissolution, he got very scared. He
But
said,
even the like the pieces of the head and arms and all are described in Geeta, like of the Purusha.
when we come to that section, it's like a very poetic section.
Right. Right.
He saw this and he saw that, and it uses all the terms, and also what it is a very subjective what you will see. Okay.
Right.
Because Arjun was in the war, so he wanted to see कि war में क्या होगा, because वो तो तीनों काल दिखा दिए उन्होंने उसको.
Right.
Past, present and future. Obviously Arjun would want to see कि future में क्या होगा. और future में उसने देख लिया कि all these Kauravas are getting destroyed completely. So he saw it already. He knew it in some ways. But that doesn't mean that he cannot fight now. He can go home. No. He has to do his karma still to achieve that. So I think that after we study Bhagavad Gita thoroughly, then you will see that whatever you will hear from whatever Vedas or anything, you will be able to relate. Oh yeah, Krishna Bhagavan did mention this also. This also. It's really nice. Yeah. What did you say? Sorry, Joe?
No, he said he said he gave this to Surya, and then he came and gave it to Arjun.
See, some people get kind of confused about that. Basically, what Krishna Bhagavan, we already did that verse, right? We call it Vivaswan. I gave it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We did in chapter 4. It already came. That verse that you're talking about. That I gave the knowledge to. We gave the visiting card. That okay, I'm the one. So some people say, hey, why did he say Surya? Because for us, who is the most ancient?
Right.
Surya. So that actually the truth is before Surya also, some other thing was there. Or if you say that it's a cyclic thing, then Surya also keep coming back again and again because dissolution, creation. But just to make it a point to that, hey, and then Surya gave it to Manu and Manu gave it to Ishwaku and then he said that I'm giving it to you again now in its purest form because the way Swamiji explains it, that जैसे गंगा शुरू होती है ना गंगा वहाँ से गौमुख से तो प्योर होती है एकदम. Whoever, and I know Meera ji has gone to Char Dham. I have been over there, Gangotri. It's such a clear, beautiful water. But by the time you Banaras में आती है तो कितना मैली सी हो जाती है, right? दिखने में. वैसे तो कहते हैं गंगा पवित्र है, but because with time, impurities get into it. So that's what he was saying. This knowledge also becomes impure in the hands of humans.
Right.
And so even though Arjuna had studied the Shastras in the Gurukul, I mean, in those days they studied both, but he didn't understand it properly. So that's why he has to give him again now in the pure form. That's what Krishna Bhagavan is telling him that I'm doing. I'm giving the same knowledge that I gave in the pure form to Surya at that time, I'm giving it to you again. That was the whole thing about that verse. What else? Okay, everybody became very silent.
They're all absorbing the Gita knowledge because it's original and pure.
Yeah, and Krishna Bhagavan said that if he's giving to Arjun pure, then
and later on, when after Mahabharata, Arjun went again to him and said, "Can you give me that Gyan again?" And he said, "I cannot, because that time I was in the pure mode."
Right.
And so even he couldn't repeat that himself.
Yep, absolutely.
So every word there is the purest.
Purest, absolutely the purest.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think everybody felt silent because I think I did at least. I started to think that we are so fortunate that we are getting that same pure knowledge that was given to the son and then to Arjun, and now it is coming down to us in a manner where we can understand it better. So I think that is what was going on in my head.
Yeah, same here. I felt the same.
So I think it's all our desire only to do this, and so Bhagwan creates this atmosphere for all of us to do, with Swamiji's commentary and with this book and all that, and all of yours enthusiasm. It's happening, So that's why I said that it's even coming to the class, regularly is an effort, and all of you who are doing that, it's helping the class, Because if everybody didn't come together, we won't do it. And because everybody's there, even I study it very, very diligently and with enthusiasm and, and all that. So see, it's just like a, what should I say, group effort, I would call it,
You are a supreme good teacher.
Well, thank you. But I'm just thinking that instead of me sitting and studying by myself, this has become just such a great thing for me also.
Right.
Because now that I know that Wednesday class is coming, I have to put everything aside previous 2-3 days, And my son one day even joked, "Mom, are you doing some PhD or something?" I said, "Yeah, this is bigger than that for me."
It is bigger than that. My mom used to say कि जो लोग PhD करते हैं वो 5-7 साल में उनका काम हो जाता है, लेकिन ये स्पिरिचुअल ग्रोथ जो है ये तो लाइफ लॉन्ग चलती रहती है, और तो भी तो it is कहती है PhD से बहुत ज़्यादा होता है.
Very,
No
such
doubt.
a good point. Very, your mom said it really very nicely. Yes, yes, yes. And like if you tell the other swamis and all, they say, "Pata nahi kitne lifetime." You know?
Exactly.
See, one of the question I got was, those who get actualized, do they still have to do something?
You know, very good question, because there is a saying. It said, before this guy, this is a Zen master, okay? He said, before realization मैं कुएं से पानी निकाल रहा था, after realization मैं कुएं से पानी ही निकाल रहा हूँ. So it's not that उसका job change हो गया, he's just attitude change हो गया उसका.
No, the answer I gave was, Shiv is fully actualized, but every time he gets spare time, he goes in meditation.
Yeah, and one side of Shiva, they are showing that he's married to Parvati, he has children, and if you saw that Devoke Dev Mahadev, he has the exact same problem with his children like we do.
Yeah.
बात नहीं माने, रूठ गए, ये हो गया, वो हो गया, you know, all those things, and you know, jealous of each other, and you just name it, everything that we go through, Shiv Bhagwan hote hue. They were just depicting that all those things are like in the apara prakriti, they are the very normal things. You don't get caught up in it and just, turn towards para.
So we really have, thinking of para apara, each one of us both, right?
Right.
And whatever action we do, think or do, that is para is acting through the apara.
It's a combination. In fact, it is a
combination of the two that I can even talk to you.
Yep. It's a combination actually. That is
it
happening.
Is a combination of both. So we all have that.
Everybody.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they were saying, that go back to your own self and where all these thoughts are emerging from, where do they subside in? It's the witness consciousness. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the electricity going through the bulb.
Yep.
Neither one can function without the help of the other.
That example is a very good one. Yeah, that they mentioned. Yeah. But the only interesting thing is that the electricity, in this, I don't know, electricity example, it is true or not. That one is totally dependent on the other. I think it is, because electricity can survive by itself, but the equipment cannot function without electricity. So the same way, the apara and para, the apara is called the lower because apara is dependent on the para.
In fact, yeah, if you go back, what is apara made of? It's the 5 elements of all, go beyond para apara, it's the, Brahman.
Right.
And that is elements. And that's what apara is made of. And then para, because we're defining para and apara in 2 different ways, therefore, but it's Brahman and apara is what? 5 elements of these. That's what we are made of. That's what everything is.
Yep.
Isn't it true?
Yeah, we have both, like you said. But when we talk about physical world, yeah, it's made of 5 elements. And our subtle world also is the 5 elements.
5, tanmatra, from there you make up all that stuff.
Yeah. But the interesting question is, where did the matter come from? Okay, so then there is a verse, and there is a whole example in the Vedanta that just like these makdi ko kya bolte English mein? Spider, when it makes the web, how does it make the web? Where does it get the material from its own mouth? It's the saliva of that makes the web. So it is creating from it itself only. So the same way. So it's not. Sorry? What did you say?
I said it's the same thing. Where the 5 elements come from, and you go back to those 5 elements, tanmatra, where the tanmatra came from, and therefore you start with the space and all that.
That's the journey they asked us to take in Kathopanishad, right?
Yes.
That Mahan Atma and all that. Or it said that some vibration happened in that Brahman, and then this creation process started. First it was in the sukshma form, all the elements, and then they manifest. Then the sense organs came in human body through the elements. Yeah, true. Everything is becoming clear now, right? So to me, it's a science and spirituality now going hand in hand. Because whatever they're saying is very scientific. Science cannot deny it.
To prove this to a scientist would be very hard.
No, it's not that
But there
hard.
are so-
Okay, yeah, suppose you say, ki, hey, how is eye connected to the light? The truth is, the scientific fact is, without light, we cannot see. Connect ho gaya ki nahi? Without the water element in us, we cannot taste. If your tongue has absolutely no water, you will not be able to taste anything. So those are scientific facts.
Right, but where did the water come from? Then they go back. You go back further,
या उसमें भी अगर कोई वेदांत जिसने बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ा होगा ना, वो ले जाएगा उनको वो जर्नी पे, because water is what, hydrogen and oxygen together.
True.
Yeah, so hydrogen in its pure form is vayu हो गई कि नहीं, gas जैसी. So vayu comes first, then there is all the answers are there. You just do little contemplation, you cannot escape the science in it. What came first and what came second is extremely scientific. As long as you go and it will match with whatever discovery they are making. That's what I'm trying to say. Even about the universe, how did our people knew about all the navagrahas and all that? They knew the characteristic of each graha. Amazing that they knew it, and the science cannot deny that those people. I mean, there is that verse that we did, Shanti Path, usme likha hai ki Brahaspati saves you from harm. And if you go in the astronomy, they tell you that Jupiter is the biggest, planet. After the sun, that is the biggest entity in our solar system. Sun is the biggest, then is Jupiter. Jupiter actually, its gravitational force takes all these debris from our solar system. If Jupiter was not there, Earth could not survive. Because all those big rocks and all will come and hit our Earth. So it saves us from harm. That's what that verse says. That Brahaspati saves us from harm. When I heard, because I saw one whole show about this, that how Jupiter is important for our survival on Earth. And then when I read this, I knew that about the meaning of this verse. And I said, wow, they knew it in those days. Unbelievable.
So is that all told to sages or rishis? It just came to them?
Yes, it gets revealed to them in their meditative state. Yeah. And if you see about any of the big discoveries scientifically also, some right patra bolte na in English mein, the right person who has done all the sadhana and all, one day something gets revealed to them. Something like Newton.
Right.
He was sitting under the tree and bong, that apple fell. Swamiji said, apple falls every day. We don't sit and say, hey, ye upar kyun nahi gaya? But he was the right patra because he had done all the sadhana and all. Usko Bhagwan ne bola, bata deta hu main. And he knew, So all these discoveries come from a higher intelligence only. It is revealed to you and you become the nimitta matra. It's not that the Gurutvakarshana Shakti was not there before Newton, right? He just discovered it and told it to the world. So all those facts are there, but who becomes the nimitta or the instrument to tell the world, that the higher intelligence decides, not us. If something is coming through you, you just thank that he made you that instrument. Okay, I guess 1:03, so lunchtime. So everybody have a great week.
Yeah, before we log off, I very quickly want to say something totally unrelated to the class.
Okay, so let me